Hello, Rick Strickland again. I'm back. I'm going to finish that series of where I see people and how deception is going on. First category was people who had not been born again in the world. It's kind of obvious. Two is more alarming, is people in the church have never been born again, and that has to do with we haven't preached a clear message. We shouldn't offer people a resurrected life unless they've died to their old self. And I'm afraid a lot of confusion is there. And we've got people who never been born again, and that's a problem. So category 3 are people who have been born again of the Spirit, but they haven't been taught how to live by the Spirit. And I know a lot about that because I was there. I was very confused. I've been born again in the Spirit. How do you live by the Spirit? And what you find out is you start living in the soulish realm, the soul, your mind, your emotions especially. And the devil can play games with your minds and with your emotions, and people get confused. And when you're confused, you can start getting deceived, especially when there's great deception like there is today. And that's a place where I think a lot of my friends may be, and some of my relatives. And I'm concerned about them because we're in very serious times. And they need to be taught how to walk by the Spirit, and that'd be number 4. But also, I felt from the Lord there's another people who live by the soulish realm, even though they've been born again in the Spirit, but they play in the world. And we all have sinned and gotten kind of close to the world, maybe a little bit in the kingdom of God, but still got some sins. If you have a willful sin, you've opened a door, it will rule over you, it says in Psalms. And you actually have demonic activity, not in your spirit, but in your mind and your emotions. And some people are there. And even if you just play with sin, you're in the twilight zone. And the Lord showed me this morning, is that might be okay for normally, but now great deception is coming so quickly. If you're not in the light, you can find yourself being confused and deceived. This is serious times. So please, all of us go to number 4. You've been born again in the Spirit, and you learn to live in the Spirit. And I like to say it this way. We walk in the light, that's truth, as He is in the light, and have fellowship with Jesus and with one another. It takes both of them, mainly with Jesus. Walking in the light, He's in the light, no darkness. If you sin, quickly ask for forgiveness and quickly get up and stay in the light, because you got to stay in the light with this great deception that's going on in the world, because the spirit of the Antichrist is trying to overtake nations, and that's what's going on in America right now. So, walk in the light as He is in light. That's in truth. That's in fellowship. But you also need one another. That's why I listen to my wife and other people around me. Spiritual people, I'll listen to. Others, don't listen to them. Make confusion. But spiritual people you recognize are living by the Spirit, listen to them. Because one of the things that can deceive you, and it's deceived me many times, is pride. I can't see it. But my wife can see it. My children can see it. My friends can see it. So I asked him, and was that proudful? Yeah, it was. I kind of felt it was. Sorry about that. We need one another, especially now. So let's make sure we're born again in the Spirit, and let's make sure we learn to walk by the Spirit in the light as He is in light, and with one another. You can't do that by yourself, because I don't want anybody deceived, because we're coming into a very dark time, and it's getting dark here. So please, that's what I think is going on. And we've got propaganda, globalist propaganda, coming over the major news media, this lying to people. I just can't believe these lies. And good people are getting deceived. CNN is a communist news network. I believe that. We're listening to you listen to the prophets of Baal. This is a communist takeover of our nation. I'm convinced of it. It's a push for a one world government. That's the globalists. And God doesn't want it in our nation. And I resist it. And we've got to pray for our president and for our nation, because we might be going into a very dark time if we don't. Bless you. Hopefully there'll be some more uplifting things, but we're at war, and we got to learn how to fight.